Alright everyone, kind of taking the channel a different way today. Behind me here we have a BMW K100 motorcycle. So yeah, a little bit different to what I usually do. As you may see, usually it's farm equipment or small engines, rebuilding engines, etc. But yeah, a little bit different. Will be a will it start too, if the injectors work. I don't know if the injectors are the problem. We are 80 to 90% sure it is the injectors that are the problem. We have a new set here. But yeah, because we do have fuel to the feed line, we had to put a new fuel pump in it, as well as a new fuel filter, all that stuff. Changed all the oil, put a new filter there, so everything is sort of ready to go. It cranks over really nicely and it will fire with start your bastard through the intake. So therefore we have a good idea that it's probably good on compression and it's probably getting enough airflow to obviously get the start your bastard through the system into the engine. But yeah, well, these are the old injectors and the fuel rail. So it's my first experience with a electric fuel injection on a petrol engine. But yeah, it's actually pretty simple. I thought it'd be a bit more complicated, but it's actually not really that complicated. So basically what we have here is a fuel rail. We have our 4 injectors because it's a 4-cylinder engine. And we have little terminals on here, and I don't think these are polarity sensitive. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that, but I don't think these injectors are polarity sensitive. So yeah, and the current just goes to these and they just flick on and off like really quickly. So there's a control box somewhere up in here around where the tank is that does all that sort of stuff. But yeah, and then you get your fuel through this inlet, I think is it? Yeah, that's the inlet port there. And then you got your return or outlet for excess fuel. And the fuel comes along here, pressurizes into the injectors, and then when the electrical current is sent to the injector opens and obviously fires a quick mist of fuel, or it's atomized fuel, sends a big stream of that into the bore of the engine, and obviously then that ignites from the spark plugs, sparking and igniting the fuel in the bore, and then the engine goes. That's probably really poorly explained, but that's how it works. So what we've got to do, there are these little clips on here. I don't know if you can see them, you probably can. Yeah, these little things. So we have to pull them off to actually be able to pull the injectors out. And one of them, I think it's number 4, has a leaking O-ring, because whenever we'd start it, the fuel will go through the rail, and then the last injector would always be leaking off. So yeah, it's obviously got a bad O-ring in there, so it's probably good that we're changing these out anyway. But yeah, these are the single nozzle ones, as you can see. It's probably, the camera's not really focusing that well. Come on. You probably see that. But yeah, single nozzles. We can get a full nozzle, I believe, but I mean, I kind of don't want to be changing anything on this. It's an old engine. So I kind of want to keep everything original. It is my father's, so yeah, I'll leave it to him to decide what we're doing with it. But yeah, anyway, we'll get into it. So here we've got, let's put that down, we've got our injectors here. We've got our new ones all lined up, and we've got to take these clips out. So I'll try and do one right here so you see what I'm doing, and then I'll do the rest on my own. They're not really that hard, I don't think. Maybe they are. Oh no, there we go. So that's what the clips look like. Put that down. I'll try and keep everything in order, I reckon, just so we're not mixing stuff up. And the injector should just pop out. In theory. There we go. So there's our injector. That's one of them anyway. That's the one that's leaking too, so you've got to find out where that's leaking. Doesn't look too bad in there. It's a little bit dirty, but it's not like all gummed up with old petrol, so I guess that's somewhat good thing. But yeah, I'll pull the rest of these off and we'll get back to you. Well, there we have it. All the injectors out, and if we look here, can you see the difference in the injectors? You can probably see which one already was the one that was leaking. Look at all these. These all have normal looking O-rings, and then we have this one. What is that? So yeah, that's probably why it was leaking. That, to me, does not look like an O-ring. That, or it's like really squished. But yeah, anyway, we'll put these new injectors in and we'll go from there. Alright, so that's the fuel rail assembled. We've got all the new injectors fitted. Now all I've got to do is pull my makeshift plugs out of the bores, or the bore holes, and yeah, we can put the actual fuel rail in with the injectors. First though, I've got to lubricate all these oil O-rings, as you may have seen me do with the top ones, and we'll put the injectors back in, and then plumb all of our fuel lines up, and we'll see if it wants to start up. Alrighty, we've now got the fuel rail fitted, and I just need to torque these Allen key screws down, pop our main fuel line in. This is our what do you call it? It's a fuel tank outlet. It's the rail inlet, and I've also already got the return line, or the excess fuel line, fitted. We just need to do the clamp up for that, and then we'll be able to plug all of our harness back in and see if it wants to fire. Alright everyone, so we've got the 4 injectors in, got all it hooked up to the wiring harness, all the fuel lines hooked up. Now it's time to see if it will start up. Try it. Try and do with the choke. Well, she's going. I guess that's positive. The injector's actually got it going, which was pretty amazing. But yeah, it's very smoky, as you probably saw in the video. There's a lot of smoke still looming around the workshop. So yeah, I don't know, and it's running really rough. That's another thing. So I'm wondering if it's the spark plugs, because they haven't been changed. My dad's got a new set of 4 there, so that might be a topic for another video. Right. So yeah, here's our spark plugs in here. This one here, I don't really know how to get at. I'm guessing you just have to put like a socket or something in there, and maybe just try and use a breaker bar to free them up. But yeah, I don't know. This seemed like a pretty stupid design to me. Anyway, I guess that's BMW for you. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little different video. Different from my usual anyway. But yeah, if you do like it, please consider giving it a like. I do stuff like this a lot, with engines and stuff, getting engines running while it starts. So if you like that kind of content, please consider subscribing. And if you're even feeling up to it, leave me a comment, please. I do enjoy reading them. I will give you a heart and a like for everyone. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.